Good morning, my beautiful friends. Happy Friday to you. This is the Wake Up Call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And it being Friday, we're going to go through all of the different cards from the week and see how everything shook out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, there are quite a few people here today. Good morning to you guys. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Pepper, coming in from my Pinterest or from my Twitch stream. Good morning, Dan, coming in from Buford. Lawrence coming in from Paradise. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Good morning, Silk. Good morning, Susan. Let's see. Good morning, Jan. Oh my goodness, quite a few folks coming in today. Wonderful to see everybody here. Indeed, it is Friday. Happy Friday to you. We're going into awesome Saturday also, which is exciting. Anyways, we are here today to say some good stuff about us. I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we're going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do this, we are building into our own lives. We are changing up our own experiences. And so let's have some fun, pull a card. And this is going to be one of the last one this week that it has been made up by Pepper. So Pepper made all of these cards. She basically just selected all the images, and they all have a botanical theme. So let's see how we close out the last card of the week by pulling a card off the top and saying that today I am accomplished. I am accomplished. My achievements reflect persistent determination. So I am accomplished. My achievements reflect persistent determination. Are you accomplished? You are accomplished. Your achievements reflect persistent determination. I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I encourage you to do the same exact thing as we build into our own lives. I'm going to write down that I am accomplished and that my achievements reflect persistent determination. Jan, of course, beats me to it, which is fine because I've got to run a wake-up call while I'm typing all this stuff out. But indeed, I am accomplished today. You are accomplished as well. And I was, I launched another client website yesterday, and as I did that, I was thinking about how all the various different skills that I need to have in order to make that happen. It's like I launched the website, and then I was thinking to myself, like, I need to understand color theory. I need to understand branding fundamentals. I need to not only understand how to actually program the website, but also what to write, and then how to write it. And then all the copywriting, and then I had done a whole bunch of image editing in order to make these images on this website actually pop. And so I was just thinking about how there's just all these other little disciplines that go into making a project happen. And so so I am accomplished, and so my achievements reflect persistent determination. The reason that I'm good at this stuff is because I consistently, I worked through all of the frustration of not knowing how to do it, or if the technology was getting in my way, or I knew what I wanted to do, I just didn't know how to make it happen. And it kind of, and I love the metaphor on this card, this basically this little gardening metaphor, how in order for us to make plants grow, we have to be persistent about it. We have to be determined. We have to decide what kind of a garden that we want, what kind of a garden that we're looking for. And then we have to be persistent about actually moving forward every single day to tend that garden and to help it grow. When we plant a seed in the ground, we have to wait for that seed to come up. We have to, we have to understand that we don't just put a seed in the ground and then the next day pull it out of the ground and then yell at it for not coming up fast enough. We put a seed in the ground, and then we wait, and then we wait, and then we wait. And eventually we see the little green shoots coming up. And then we take care of them. And we protect them from predators. And we apply the skills that we have and the knowledge that we have in order to make that plant grow correctly. And it requires many different disciplines. And so something like a garden is an achievement, and it is, especially if it's grown from seed, it is a tremendous achievement. It helps us to understand that there were many disciplines involved. And so it is with our projects as well. And so I'd be very curious to write down in the comments, what kind of a project are you working on right now, or what recent achievement or accomplishment have you recently done that you are proud of, that you recognize that takes a lot of time and effort and energy and understanding and dedication and persistence in order to accomplish. It took me a long time to understand this, and I don't know that I was ever really truly taught it. But it took me a long time to understand that big projects have to be taken small steps at a time, and that the really truly important things that we do in life take a lifetime to accomplish. When I look back at I was talking to a friend, and she reminded me of a conversation we had had maybe 5 to 8 years ago, and I was just talking about doing marketing stuff, and she said, Paul, she's like, we were talking about 5 to 8 years ago about where you were going, what your direction was, and you were telling me about how you were going to have a marketing agency because you really enjoyed helping other people to achieve their dreams, and that you were very passionate about it, and you had no idea how you were going to make that happen. In fact, you weren't even doing anything even remotely close to that at the time that we had this conversation. She's like, and now I look at you and you're doing exactly that, and you're helping people do it. You're helping people do it with a high degree of skill. And it made me smile because I realized that everything starts with a dream. Everything starts with us just having an idea of what it is that we'd like to accomplish. And then what happens after that is that we start moving toward it, and that's when we realize that boy, there's a whole lot of stuff involved in making that happen. And the sad reality is that in many cases, that's when a dream dies, right about as it was born, right about as we realize that it's going to take a lifetime to get to make it work. And I think that one of the reasons that I've been successful in certain areas is because I've just been persistent. I just keep showing up every day. It's like the wake-up call. I keep showing up every day. I keep showing up every day, and I just keep on keeping on. And in the end, it provides me with the benefits that I seek. It's happening even faster with the cards that we have up on Pinterest. I guess about 300 people just yesterday alone saw these cards on Pinterest. So the link is Pepper corrects me, 339 people just yesterday alone saw these cards. How cool that is to be able to have that kind of an outsized impact. I don't know any of these people. I don't know how they received the message. The fact is that I don't care. What I do care about is that they did, and that their lives were made ever so slightly better because of it. Perhaps they just scrolled right past, but they saw it. Perhaps they clicked on it and they meditated on it, and it affected them very deeply. And that would be wonderful if that's what happened. The fact is that it's really cool that like 300 people saw it just yesterday. I mean, that's trending for about 9,000 a month. And my goal for the Pinterest board is about 10,000 people a month to see these cards and to be inspired by them, and to have actionable ways that they can follow up in order to get even more of that in their life if that's something that they need in their life. So I am accomplished, and my achievements reflect persistent determination. And there's something about success or about accomplishment that I found in life is that all of the work that we do to accomplish anything is done in private. It's all done secretly. It's all done when nobody is looking. And maybe even if it's done in public, nobody cares. I mean, the wake-up call for a very long time had maybe one or two people who would see it every single day. And nowadays, about 200 people see it every single day. But about 10 to about 5 to 10 people will show up live for this wake-up call, and about 200 will see it by the time it leaves by the time it kind of disappears into the bowels of the internet. And I just think that's a really cool thing. However, it didn't just happen overnight. It happened with years and years of commitment. And perhaps one day the wake-up call will reach 1 million people. And then everybody will be like, wow, how did it reach 1 million people? And the fact is that it reached 1 million people because it reached one, and then it reached two, and then it reached four, and then it reached eight, etc. And that's that's just kind of the way that this stuff works. And so if you are currently working on something that hasn't yet borne fruit for you, just understand that persistence and determination are omnipotent. That continuing to do the thing and knowing what it is that you intend to accomplish will bring you that success that you seek. And so I appreciate you guys for being here and being supportive of this project, and also helping me to helping me to be inspired to continue doing it. You guys are rad. That's ultimately, this project is done for your benefit and also for mine, and so we all get to win. And so our accomplishments are things that are born of hard work and dedication that that basically nobody really sees. So, anyways, let's see what you guys have to say about this, because I've seen the comments are going off here. All right. So Silka is saying, I was smiling last night because I never gave up on my valley home of my own. I am accomplished. Darn right, Silka. Now you're my neighbor. Now you're my neighbor. Now you hang out in the coolest neighborhood, who throws the coolest parties, and how neat that is. And so yeah, you are accomplished, and it's not an easy thing, and you did it. So go you. Let's see. Uh, Dan says, I am accomplished by right in retirement. Absolutely, Dan. And retirement is such an interesting thing. Retirement is this concept that we have about, like, not going and punching a clock anymore. But of course, many people who are retired that I know still punch a clock. They're just consider themselves retired. There's a really interesting philosophy that I heard about retirement, and the person said that there are three ways to retire, and two of them involve money. And the first way to retire is to have enough money that it doesn't matter, and that you don't need to work because you have plenty of money, and that's one way to be retired. And the second way to retire is to reduce your bills, to reduce your expenses to the point where the amount of money that you do have is enough, and you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about going to work because you have enough. So too much, you have plenty of money, or you have not all that many bills. And the third way is that when we adopt the mindset that every day is complete and whole in itself, then we are retired. Whether we are working or not, whether we are punching a clock or not, does not matter. The fact is that retirement is a state of mind, even more so than it's a state of finances. The fact is that we create finances throughout our lives, and we create money throughout our lives, and we save it, and we invest it, and we grow it in a dedicated way. And in the end, the reason that we do that is so that each day can be complete in and of itself, so that we can wake up in the morning, and then we can go to bed in the evening, and that day, that day is done. We are not doing anything in that day to prepare for our tomorrows, because our tomorrows have been prepared for. Now, of course, when we recognize that life itself is a very it is a very unpredictable thing, it allows us to have or adopt that mindset of, well, if life is fairly unpredictable, then today can be complete in and of itself, because we don't know what's going to go on tomorrow. And because we don't know what's going to go on tomorrow, what kind of opportunities that tomorrow will bring, then we can adopt that mindset that life is complete and total and whole and perfect in itself. And a lot of you guys aren't aware of this about me, but when I was about 27 years old, I considered myself retired, and I quit working and I moved down to Central America, and I retired using that the second way, the second paradigm, which is I reduced my bills to a point where they were below what my residual income was, and I just didn't have to work. So I didn't for like years. Well, I say I didn't work for years, but the fact is that it took me about 6 months before I was so bored, to Susan's point, where I was so bored that I opened up businesses, and I started working with charities, and eventually opened up a fairly successful house sitting business, basically doing property management in Central America, which not only reduced my bills even more, it also provided a little bit of an income for me, and allowed me to slow my, basically even slow my cash burn even more. But the fact is that that boredom itself is what drove me out of retirement. It drove me to come back and to come back into the working world, because I realized that I could make a more outsized difference by doing that. And so I came back to the United States, and I unretired. And while I've loafed plenty in my adult life, which I consider to be quite a luxury, the fact is that I work right now, and I have a business right now, and I have various different other projects right now. And I have many things that I do that don't even pay me, but that I very much enjoy doing, and so I do them right now. And so I am accomplished, and my achievements reflect persistent determination. And retirement is a state of mind, so even more so than it's a state of wallet. So let's see what you guys also have to say. Um, Pepper says a thriving garden is an accomplishment, and I know that she's had a thriving garden. And you know what? A big thriving garden requires way more than one person to actually make it work, because gardens take a tremendous amount of physical labor in order to make them work. But boy, let me tell you, the fruits of those gardens are sweet. It is absolutely delicious when you get to eat the fruits of what you have grown. Shauna says she's got a 14-year work anniversary today. Congratulations, Shauna. I know that you're good at what you do, and that you are appreciated over there, and that you get to do it in a way that's very congruent for you. So congratulations for that. That's super cool. Good morning, Donna. Wonderful to see you here today. Let's see. All right. Good morning, Lane. Good to see you. Yeah, but we're all going to have a great weekend, Lane. I'm sure that you will as well. Red Solo Cup this weekend. I am prepared for it. I hope that everybody else is as well. It's going to be an absolute blast at the Red Solo Cup party. You know, I went and did my biannual liquor store shop. And yeah, I'll buy booze about twice a year. For like New Year's, I'll typically pick up like a little bottle of wine or something. And then for the Red Solo Cup party, I will buy some booze to make some shots for the people for Red Solo Cup. And that's about it. Let's see. Okay. And then, so Heather says, I know retired people who are busier now than they ever were in their whole lives. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Heather. I get that. I understand completely. You know, God bless you, Pepper. But yeah, so the fact is that that a lot of times people stop working and they realize they have all this free time, and then they keep busy, because ultimately, whether we're getting paid for it or not, our lives consist of work. And sometimes, I mean, we're always working, and sometimes we get paid for that work, and so we mentally categorize it differently. And you know, the fact is that that because we mentally categorize it differently, that you know, some people are like, oh well, this part of my life must suck because I'm getting money for it, and why would somebody pay me money for something unless it sucked? When the fact is that we can get paid money to do things that bring us a lot of joy. In fact, I get paid to do things that bring me a lot of joy, and a lot of the people that I know get paid for the exact same reasons. All right, guys. So, anyways, this one's been going on pretty long. So let's take a look at the cards for the week and see how we got here to the "You Are Accomplished" card. And so we start. You know, so we are accomplished, and one of the reasons that we are accomplished is that is from yesterday's card, which is that we are accountable, that we take responsibility for our actions. When we are able to respond to what happens around us, responsibility. When we take responsibility and are accountable, then not only do we have the opportunity to do, you know, bigger things and cooler things with even cooler teams of people, but also this is one of the stepping stones to accomplishment. How could we be accomplished except if we are accountable to ourselves? And that accountability comes from being aligned, from moving with purpose in our chosen directions. We are the ones who get to decide which direction we go. The world isn't deciding it for us. We are choosing it. And as we choose it, it allows us to it allows us to really focus our energies where they are most important. Of course, the way that we know that we are focusing our energies on what's most important is because we are adaptable, because we adjust easily to new situations, because we understand that today is different than yesterday, and that no 2 days are the same, and that every day will bring its own triumphs and its own challenges. And so we are adaptable, and so we adjust easily to those new situations. Of course, that adaptability comes from a sense of our inherent abundance because we appreciate the richness of our experience. And so, as we appreciate the richness of our experience and we understand that we are abundant and that we have more of what we need in everything, it permits us to adapt to the situations that come our way with grace and ease, which permits us to be aligned with our biggest and best and brightest goals. And that alignment allows us to be joyfully accountable, so that when somebody asks us what we're doing, we can talk about our alignment and not necessarily the steps that it takes us to get there, which ultimately leads to accomplishment. And that is what everybody sees. And when we are accomplished, people will take us more seriously because they say, hey, there's a person who knows how to get big things done. And you know why you can get big things done? Because we are awesome. So let us recognize our inherent value and worth. We're coming up to Awesome Saturday. This is my Sabbath. Awesome Saturday is my Sabbath. I take the day off and do nothing but enjoy myself and hang out with awesome people. I eat awesome food in awesome places. I do awesome things, and ultimately on Awesome Saturday, I don't do anything for my future. I don't do anything for my past. What I do on Awesome Saturday is I be present. And boy, let me tell you, the present is indeed a gift. That's why it's called the present. So anyways, guys, I am accomplished and you are as well. Just so you're all aware, tomorrow at 11 a.m. we'll be doing another Awesome Saturday service. And so, yeah, and then I'll be over at the Red Solo Cup party, so you guys can spot me there. It ought to be a whole lot of fun. And so, yeah, so we are accomplished today. And so let's go and accomplish even more stuff that is in line with our goals. My beautiful friends, I love you. I care about you. I think that you are awesome, and I am very excited to see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the Awesome Saturday service if you are around, and otherwise, I will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. where we will go through yet another one of these cards and continue the good work that we have started as we are accomplishing cool stuff in our lives. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 11 a.m. and then 9 a.m. on Monday. Until then, I love you. I care about you. I believe that you are accomplished. I recognize and celebrate and support your accomplishments. And I'll talk to you tomorrow at 11. Until then, aloha from paradise.